Welcome back, folks. Acid Roots here. It's time for part 11 of Let's Play Donkey Kong Country 2. So yeah, we're getting close to heading into the home stretch of this game. There's really not too many actual stages left in this project. I would say there's 2 more boss fights. If you're playing the Game Boy Advance version of this game, there's 3. So the castle world that comes after this actually has a boss fight in the Game Boy version, but I'm not playing that one, so it's but it is something. I mean, I haven't even watched that on YouTube, which is surprising because I do enjoy playthroughs of this, but yeah, I have no clue what that boss character is like. I mean, normally I'd be able to tell you, like, I could say, oh, that boss is blah blah blah, and it's kind of an idiot of a boss, but I just didn't mess with the Game Boy version of this one. But yeah, this boss is kind of a bastard. I mean, really, it's not a very lengthy fight, but after you hit him the second time, things get a little bit trickier. And you definitely want Diddy Kong. You want to save Diddy Kong. Dixie Kong is not really the ideal character for this fight, so you want to have Dixie be used first, because the last segment, you're going to see when I die here that it's really kind of cheap, and I wasn't expecting it, so that's the thing. I mean, honestly, once you know what you're doing, I mean, really, it's not that annoying a boss, but it was really kind of like a slap in the face. So yeah, they start throwing the eggs from horizontally, so that's kind of what tricked me there, and I lost my good character. Well, they're both good characters, but the one with the advantage. So just watch what happens here and you'll see what I'm talking about. Yeah, he flies fast. So, like, no siree, Bob. Ain't happening, buddy. So, but that's alright, I've got the lives and I saved, so takes care of that. That's one thing about recent video games. I'm just thinking about it. I don't know if you're going to see a game over sequence. I think in the first Donkey Kong Country playthrough I did last year, I got a game over. But the thing about game overs, from gamers from like the 90s, whether you were a kid, a teenager, or a young adult in the 90s, game overs always kind of had like this more dark and kind of shrouded feeling about them. They were kind of almost imposing, and I don't know, I mean, really, I can't even think of too many video games past like 2008 or so that have like game over sequences. I mean, I know Halo doesn't have a game over, and that came out 20 years ago, but had to scratch my nose. Yeah, I mean, there's just not an abundance of video games that use the game over sequence. I mean, Grand Theft Auto doesn't have a game over. You get arrested by the cops and you run out of health and are wasted or whatever, but you really never get game over. Like, no matter what. For example, like you would think, like in Grand Theft Auto Vice City, that if you got a game over, that Tommy Vercetti would go back to prison or something, but that just never happens. So I think the game over stuff was kind of phased out after, by the time you got to the PS2 days, but it's kind of an extra thing. So I don't have enough coins to save, which kind of pissed me off. That's exactly why I went to World 1. My recommendation to you, if you are not trying to play this game for marathon amounts, and you beat a boss and you're not familiar with the world after that, go back to World 1. It's just easier, because at least you can get through with those stages and get your game saved, because sometimes the save points won't show up until after you beat like the 3rd or 4th stage. So it's just a recommendation. I mean, honestly, I mean, I know this game so well. I mean, there's not much that surprises me in it, unless I just clearly don't remember. But I know the worlds enough to say that, you know, I mean, I just knew I needed to save. So that's kind of the thing. But yeah, those are tactics. I mean, I don't remember the tactics I used back when I was 8, but that's kind of the thing. So get used to this stage, because I'm going to be playing it for the next 10 minutes until this episode's over. Really kind of pissed me off, I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of enemies in this stage, and they know the correct enemies that are going to piss you off for an ice stage like this. Really, there's not too many ice stages in this game, but the ones that are in it are more annoying than normal. I mean, they said fuck snow. We're just gonna, I mean, because everyone hates ice stages, they may not all hate them, but they're annoying because the slip and slide mechanics, it basically allows the controls to be more difficult, so, yeah. I mean, typically I like snow stages, but they're always more slippery, so that's like, I mean, I'm used to it just because I've played games like this, but it's just kind of, if you don't remember, that's kind of the thing. So. But yeah, try to always have 2 chimps for this. So. Like I said, they know the correct enemies to put in this stage. You're not going to be seeing the easy ones. The Lost World is the toughest batch of stages in the game. So, I mean, these are pretty much the same difficulty ramp as, like, World 6 just about. Despite the fact that this is actually the secret stage in World 3. Oh, yeah, it is World 3, so. Doesn't feel like it. It's tougher than any stage in World 3. So. Trying to think of what else has been going on. Yeah, as of right now, like if you're wondering like real life updates and just how the world's been doing, like the coronavirus booster shots are getting ready to be augmented and that sort of stuff. We're getting ready for that. And so I'm kind of, you know, I've got things coming on my vlog channels and stuff like that that I'm getting prepared for. But the thing about it is, I mean, there's still folks, you know, it's September 11th as I do this, and there's still folks that kind of are stuck in the summer mentality. And I've noticed that. I mean, especially when I hop on Instagram, there's just many folks that, you know, even though it's September and summer's almost over, there are some folks that consider almost like October a summer month. And there are times where I've thought that October can be, but I do appreciate autumn, which is really the thing. I mean, if you're in Australia or the Southern Hemisphere and you hear me say this, I mean, September to December is autumn as opposed to spring, but yeah, this is kind of the thing. So there's just folks that get into the habit of not wanting summer to end and wanting to stay at the pool and that sort of stuff, or the ocean, and, you know, they're just not hip to the next season that takes place. I don't have a problem with it. I like fall. I mean, I like winter also. You know, it's been a while since the place where I live has seen, like, an overabundance of snow. I mean, typically when it snows, it melts in, like, a day, or, it just becomes ice, and then the driving conditions are bad, but, you know, it's just been a while, you know, folks, nowadays, I mean, really, I feel like if you're a student and say, oh, I like snow days, well, coronavirus has essentially been, like, a year-long snow day. I mean, minus the fact that it's been an incurable disease, but still, I mean, it's the only thing that's really canceled school besides snow these past, you know, dozens of years or so. But yeah, hasn't really snowed much around these parts. It's kind of... So I'm just trying to stack the lives. Basically what I'm doing is grinding. And I want to get more lives so I can... I mean, because I almost got a game over, though. I knew I wasn't going to be able to beat that stage with 0 lives left. So I came back to World 1 and got some more. I'm happy Funky Kong didn't decide to be an asshole. And, surprisingly, he's been the prompt one. It's been the save point that's been demanding here. So... But basically, in part 12, we'll get past this stage, and yeah, I mean, so there's actually some trial and error here, kind of the main thing. But I'm starting to think there's just going to be about 4 or 5 more episodes of this whole project, because I'm at least going to do one more Lost World stage, and then I'll probably show a little bit of the grinding to get the tokens, so I can actually get to that stage. I mean, I could skip it, but if you actually want to see the bonus worlds, then that's kind of the thing there. That enemy is too cleverly placed. It's a little bit too cleverly placed for my taste. Yeah, just trying to... I mean, this is really not that difficult a game. I mean, this is really not that bad. It has a pretty even matched difficulty, except for this world. And you may not like, if you do want to do it 100%, you may not actually like the final actual boss either. So... But they realize, I mean, honestly, some games do not realize the stuff that they ask you to do, and they just expect you to do it, and you either do it or you quit playing. But this game at least acknowledges the stuff that is being asked of you in it, so it's really not that much of a nightmare. But, you know, like, just like with the first Donkey Kong Country, I mean, that game really, I mean, the difficulty ramped up in that game if you're trying to beat that game 100%. It ramped up like you know, a good probably, you know, 20% or so, 35%, something like it. It just got tougher, but it's really not that tough a game if you're just breezing by it and you don't care. So it's the same thing with Donkey Kong Country 3. I mean, that one is kinda... I don't like that game. I mean, that's probably why I didn't buy it when I was younger. I mean, it's a decent game, but it's not as distinct as this game, and it doesn't have, like, the casual feel of the first game. That's probably why it was the least popular, but it's just really... I mean, if you're a fan of games like Mario, it's a decent one, but it's really the least essential. That's kind of the thing. It's probably the least respected, but it's not a terrible game. It's just not a must-have. So... yeah, so we're about done with this stage, but still. We've got... this game likes to pull fuck shit. It's fun saying that. Let's try that. But yeah, there's another stage like this in World 6, so if you don't like this stage and you get to it before getting to World 6, just know there's more of them. It's like there's more of those thorn stages. They know that people hate those, so they put, of course, tons of them in there. This is really tough. This is the toughest part in the whole stage. I mean, I really don't know how to get past that second B on the incline. It's really annoying, but... Alright, so we've got like another 20 seconds left. Just get ready for part 12, and, you know, we'll get through with this crap. It's alright. Yeah, I'm not going to close out yet, but soon. Alright, so subscribe for more fun. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful night, and stay tuned for part 12. It's coming.